I bought 2 Madara Uchiha statues, but I can only keep one, and my wife will decide. Hey everybody, Bam Collectibles here today, and we are unboxing 2 epic Madara statues. As a collector, you can't keep them all. You know, a lot of times they're just too expensive or they take up too much room, and today's one of those days where I have to decide to let one go. Today, I am terrified at the idea of deciding to let my wife decide which one stays and which one goes, but we're gonna do it. Along with the unboxing, we're also gonna be having a card pack battle where we have 3 packs of cards each. The person who opens up the best card is the winner. The loser gets a cold bowl of ramen dumped on them at the end of the video, so I haven't told her about this. Deal? Deal? Go on, the winner gets a cold. It could be me. It could be her. Without delay, let's jump on in and take a look at these statues. First up, in a scale of 1/7, we have Burning Wind and Ventus Studio Madara. The box art is awesome with him versus Hashirama. Upon first opening the box, you are greeted with a bunch of different goodies. In the black envelope is a postcard style of the 2D art concept for the statue. And next up, we have some assembly instructions. And lastly is a much larger art print of that 2D concept. Jumping into the statue, on the bottom of the base, you'll see a battery cartridge that does take 3 AAA batteries. And looking at the details on this base, how amazing is this? We have tons of different blue resin all throughout that is the Susanoo beginning to cloak the Ninetales. It looks extremely terrifying the way that they have one side covered and one side not. A little Easter egg they put in the statue is we have some of Hashirama's wood dragons. They perfectly accent what's going on with the statue without taking away from the main focus. On the forehead is a secret button that turns on the LEDs for the inside of the eye. Over on the right side, we have another wood dragon that gets installed, and looking at this thing dead on, how amazing did they do with this thing? On the left side, obviously being the focus with Kurama, and on the right being the Susanoo cloaked version. Upon initially taking Madara out of the box, I noticed his leg had a little bit of a wiggle to it, and that is right, the glue must have come loose or something, so I ended up pulling it out just in case because I didn't want it to come out. This leg is very important. It has a steel rod in it, and it's the only point that anchors him to the base. With that super glue added back on there, and
11 minutes later.
We are back in business and everything is good to go. Again, this main foot does anchor to the base. The other foot has a magnet on the bottom. The texturing on the cloth outfit looks awesome, and I love the little Susanoo particles that they did sculpt throughout the outfit as well. And then we have the armor looking really battle damaged all throughout. I gotta say, for the 1/7 scale line, this is the best Madara I've ever seen sculpted. The left arm for this statue has 2 different options, the first being him making a hand sign, and the second being him holding a weapon. They also have the shoulder armor piece sculpted separately that you can interchange between the 2 arms. And here is how that pose looks fully assembled. They also have Madara's war fan, or the Gumbai, that they sculpted separately because he's not going to be holding it in this pose. There's a little notch that's on the back side of it that we will be attaching to a piece or one of the effect pieces on the side of the base. It just connects into that little notch there, and gravity holds it into place. In his right hand, he will be yielding the sickle or the scythe or whatever you want to call it. I believe there might be a more official name for it, but that just slides right into the place, and the head of that sits right on there. Here is what pose 1 does look like, but let's remove everything for now and take a look at pose 2. A secondary war fan was sculpted for this statue. Now this one, the only difference is we don't have that little notch on there. I forgot to showcase before, but the chain was sculpted that you can attach so you can connect both the fan and the sickle. Here's how that looks attached, and I love how it gives more of a dynamic feel to the overall statue. In comes head sculpt number 1. Now look at that grin that they captured on his face. We'll notice this is the regular, so it's not the Edo Tensei or reanimated version, but we do have that one right here that they included if you do prefer or want to use that. Because the statue's theme is Madara versus Hashirama, I'm going to go with this regular one. Included for free is this secondary bust that you can actually put the secondary head on top of rather than just sticking it back in the box. How amazing is that? The Hashirama cells popping off the chest. And with a slight flick of the wrist, there's the edition size coin with his Mangekyo Sharingan, and then the edition size number on the bottom there, also a picture on the back. Now taking a step back, here is this majestic statue all together. How amazing of a job did Burning Wind and Ventus do, and again, those freebies they included on the side, and the extra war fan. It is about that time to jump into the card pack battle. I grabbed 6 packs for my official licensed Kayou set of the Naruto vs Sasuke packs. These cards are only licensed in China, but without delay, let's jump in and see who the winner is. In this set, there's all sorts of different rarities ranging from SSRs all the way up to things called BPs and MRs. For the first 2 packs, we did tie with both pulling 2 SSRs. I'll link in the description for where you can find these. If you want to get them, I'll also be live streaming on the app Whatnot in the very near future where you can open up packs live, and we have another tie with 2 SSRs. Jumping on into round 3, this will be the deciding round, or we'll just have to open up some more packs until we get a winner. And there it is. My wife takes home the win with the UR Sage Mode Naruto. I'll be seeing you at the end of the video with a cold bowl of ramen in my future. On to the second statue being showcased in this video. It is Top Studios Madara. This one comes in a scale of 1/8, so it's a little bit smaller character-wise. On the bottom of the base, we have the studio logo of black and white art of Madara, and also that edition size number on the left. The base itself is super heavy, coming in at around 40 pounds to support everything later. We have that headband style nameplate on the front and a Rocky themed base that's all throughout the rest. Scattered all throughout the base are these clear and painted resin pieces that are to represent the Susanoo particles all around the base. On the other side, we have a piece that has a lot more movement going to it, and I wanted to mention they have these notches inside of them that will support effect pieces later installed. On the front of the base, we do have this random explosion piece that they sculpted on here. We can see some debris and purple dust clouds going on there. And there are 6 other pieces that have this moon type shape to them. The purpose of these are to bring to life the fact that the Susanoo above is going to be swinging swords, so it's bringing those slashes to life. We can see here those 2 pieces that do key into that one effect I showed earlier, and here's about how everything does look together. Very, very dynamic pose that they went here for everything that's going on with the base. The Susanoo itself is extremely huge with a lot of different texture on different pieces of the armor and cloth parts of the outfit. You'll notice lots of different limbs and pieces are missing from him. Here's the 2 armor pieces that they sculpted separately. We'll attach on there. Then this hand was sculpted separately as well. Everything does attach easily on there with some magnets. Per the standard for every single Top Studios Susanoo I've showcased on the channel, I swear this head looks super tiny for the size of the rest of the body. If there's one thing the studio is legendary at though, it is the clear resin. Look how glorious these wings look like, brought to life. Tons of colors in there between the purples, blues, light blues, dark blues. These pieces are large and heavy, so they do connect to the rest of the body with steel rods. The hands sculpted at the top of the wings are actually going to be used to house or hold these sheaths. They legit wasted no movement on the statue. Anything that can be doing something is doing something. On the front of the statue though, he will be wielding 2 giant swords a little bit over a foot tall each. Just like those wings, the colors they captured on these swords are absolutely mesmerizing the way they brought it to life. Definitely a very unique stance and way of holding the sword, something I've never seen before in a Naruto statue. While the Susanoo sculpt is dang near perfection, I gotta say Madara leaves a little bit more to be desired from, so lots of nice little textures going on there. The bright red color of the armor, definitely not digging. I always envision it being a little bit darker color red. And then the war fan for this one, I don't know what they were thinking. This thing looks like it's made of gold, definitely not show accurate or anything I've seen before. The sickle itself is pretty good too. The wrapping probably goes a little bit too far up the handle. I give up as well. I've spent 20 or 30 minutes trying to connect this chain to the weapons and just can't figure it out. The head sculpt on this one is okay. That's really all I'm going to say. It's decent. It has a decent likeness to him. And the hair is a little bit more flowy. It has kind of a prettier look to it because of how dynamic he is in this pose. And there we have it. Here's a nice little 180 view of Madara itself, and we will take a step back and look at this statue. A really beautiful piece altogether. I'm curious to see what the heck my wife is going to choose between these two. All right, babe, now is a time for you to make the big decision. This is the first time you're seeing these two statues built side by side. So I'm gonna give you a little bit of time to look at them, inspect them, and just really gather your thoughts on deciding which one stays and which one goes. Sound good?
Sounds good.
All right. All right, gather your thoughts.
All right, here's my thoughts. So the Madara versus Hashirama fight is probably one of the most memorable in the show. For anybody, but especially for me, because you know I don't always remember everything from the show.
Yeah.
I like the blues a lot in this, and I think the Susanoo looks awesome. But I also feel like this is mainly Susanoo with Madara, whereas this one feels like it's mainly Madara with the Kyuubi. I like how the Kyuubi has the Susanoo on him. And I also like that this one is not the reanimated version of Madara. I'm very picky about the faces. And I think this one is probably less expensive. So I'm gonna pick this one.
Okay. All right, Burning Wind Studios Ventus Madara Uchiha for the win. All right. My fate is sealed. I spent 79 cents on this bowl of ramen, and it is time to prepare for my doom. After fixing and preparing it, I couldn't just waste it, so I gotta take a few bites. Oh. It is time. I hope you enjoyed today's unboxing showcase, and as always, I'll see you in the next. Do what you love and love what you do.